Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to our LinkedIn live session today. So today we're going to share some of our findings from our Talent Index 8th edition, which is a research study where we've asked people from the US, the UK, and Australia about their feelings towards work, new work trends, their employers, and their preferences in their working lives. Let's dive in together. So our survey reveals an improvement in confidence and stability among workers versus our previous comparable survey. 47% are contemplating job changes within the forthcoming year, which is down from 51% in our last survey. And we also found that younger people are far more likely to be looking for a new opportunity, with 62% of 18 to 24-year-olds and 56% of 25 to 34-year-olds claiming to be looking to leave their jobs in the next 12 months. So even though it's down from previous comparable surveys, still quite a high number that are currently out there thinking about leaving their jobs. And workers' confidence in their abilities to find a new job has also gone up compared to our last survey, with 76% saying that they're confident that they could find a new job within 6 months, and 34% saying they could find one in as little as 3 months if they needed to. So we know that fewer people are planning to leave their jobs, but still quite a high number, and confidence in the job market and general security are up. But what do workers actually want in their jobs and from their employers? One common theme that really stood out in our latest Talent Index research is that employees want opportunities to learn, to develop, and to grow. 32% of those said they wanted to leave their jobs, and they said that they felt that way due to the lack of opportunities in their current workplace. So priorities for job seekers have shifted quite a bit. While salary is still very much top of mind for workers, the lack of career and development opportunities is second on the list, followed by seeking a complete career change, feeling underappreciated, poor management, lack of flexibility, and a negative culture. So confidence around the ability to find a new job is up, and so is confidence around layoffs. In our previous Talent Index survey, 37% of workers said they were concerned about being laid off or made redundant. And now, based on our newest data, the percentage of those who are in some way worried about being laid off has gone down to 32%. And it's important to note that younger groups of workers are much more likely to be concerned about losing their jobs compared to the average, as you can see here on this chart that reflects age groups and their worry in this area. So we know a lot of the reasons why workers choose to leave their jobs, but what makes them want to stay? Interestingly, salary was not the number one answer here. As you can see on the slide, the number one reason why employees say that they want to stay is the feeling of appreciation, with 46% of respondents giving that as their top response. And at a close second, 45% said that positive workplace culture makes them want to stay in their role. Additionally, 38% cited flexibility in terms of where and when we work. And interestingly, only 35% said that their pay is better than what they think they could get elsewhere. Only 25% note good learning and development options, but looking at other parts of the research, it's clear that people still value training opportunities and investment and development of skills. It's not just the thing keeping most people engaged, but it is something that perhaps many companies are maybe not doing as well as they could to help to engage people in that area. Another interesting bit of data that we were able to find through our research was that 47% of workers said that they're required to be in the office 5 days a week. So the return to office mandate seems to be here to stay. But is that a good thing for employees and employers, considering we already discussed that 38% of workers said that flexibility around when and where they work is one of the reasons why they want to stay in their current roles? It's important to note that another 30% of respondents said that they're only required to be in the office for part of the week. So the hybrid model seems to be alive and well, and perhaps less widespread than it has been in the last few years. Hybrid and flexible working arrangements are excellent examples of retention tactics that don't cost businesses a great deal of money, like pay increases, for example. And flexibility is greatly valued by today's talent. So if your budget doesn't allow for employee pay rises or significant ones this year, this may be something to consider for your workforce. I think it's important to note, looking at this slide and also the previous slide that we looked at, things like showing employees appreciation, helping them feel like they're working in a great culture. These are things that don't necessarily require large amounts of expense for an employer, but it does make a big difference to people's relationship with work and reasons why they want to stay, or maybe they're looking to move. And I think flexibility is definitely part of that too. Like we briefly touched on earlier, learning and development is really important to today's talent, but not all employers are providing these opportunities. Our talent index research revealed that 46% of respondents say that they're keen to pursue learning opportunities at their workplace, with 26% currently doing this and 20% looking to do so. Those numbers remained pretty consistent across all job levels, showing that the appetite for skill acquisition is not diminished with greater authority and experience. And of course, seniority doesn't guarantee continued relevance. In a fast changing talent and technological landscape, it's more important than ever. Interestingly, hard skills were more popular than soft skills amongst workers who are either currently learning or hoping to learn new skills. This could well be due to the rapidly evolving technology landscape and the rise of AI. It could also be due to a lack of appreciation around the importance of the role that soft skills play for individuals and their ability to be successful. And in keeping with the skills theme, one thing that we found here at Beamery is that while many companies have great intentions of providing the learning and development opportunities that their employees crave, that's really only half the battle. Something that many companies seem to neglect is building a deep understanding of the skills that they currently have internally, along with the skills they need, and actually bringing out the full potential of the workforce through more creative initiatives for development. A prime example of that is that many people's skills aren't being fully utilized by their employers. We found through our research that 61% of employees said their skills aren't being fully utilized at their current workplace. And as you can see here on this slide, a portion of that group said that few or even none of their skills are being utilized. And what that really comes down to is that the organizations don't have the right skills data, or they simply don't have the technology to gather and track that data and keep it up to date. So it's really important, not only are employees looking to have more formal ways to develop those skills, but as a lot of us who work in people functions really understand, the course is just a very small part of someone actually developing new skills, and the ability to be able to put those skills into practice and learn and use them is really important for embedding learning. But also, if we have employees in our organizations with skills that we don't even know about, then we've got massively untapped potential in our organization that we're not able to leverage. And that statistic that we have there, 8% of people who say that they're not using any of their current skills, any of their skills in their current job, is mind-blowing. If people are not using their skills, then we're not getting the best from those people. They're probably frustrated and disengaged, and there's probably a lot more that we could be able to do as an organization if we found a way to understand what those people's skills are and to be able to tap into that talent. Only 35% of respondents said that they felt that their current employer had a full understanding of the skills they have. And shockingly, less than half, so that's 49% of respondents, said that their employer assessed their skills during their recruitment process. So with these numbers, it's easy to see that there's a real problem around skills intelligence in most organizations today. Companies simply don't know what skills they have and what skills they need. And while a simple database could be a good start here, there's also the potential to add in AI into the mix to help to create a dynamic skills taxonomy and job architecture to ensure that you could deeply understand your workforce needs at any given moment. AI can even spot adjacent skills. So those are those skills that are transferable or very close to skills in a different area that could allow someone to move into a seemingly unrelated role and get up to speed really pretty quickly, which is an excellent way to fill critical skills gaps and to power agile workforce planning whilst keeping employees engaged and interested and helping them to develop their careers internally. At Beamery, we believe that AI can play a big and important role in improving talent experiences for workers, for leaders, and for HR teams. And more HR and recruiting teams are incorporating AI into their processes. In fact, what you can see here is that 59% of our survey respondents who are currently looking for work say that they noticed AI being used during recruitment processes, and 50% said that they'd used it themselves to that end. But what about AI being used at work more generally, meaning outside of the HR function? In our talent index study, we asked workers if they'd noticed an increase in the use of AI in their organizations, and 44% said yes, which is much higher in the technology sector, which is probably fairly unsurprising. We also asked these workers if they were using AI in their current roles individually, and if they are, is it provided by their employers? The results showed that 59% of workers are not yet using AI in their roles, and that those who said that they are using AI in their jobs, only 15% said their employers provide them with the technology. And interestingly, 57% of our respondents said that they're open to using AI at work as a route to making jobs and working lives easier. So there's a clear appetite for it in the workplace, but only 15% of employers are offering that technology to their employees. So interestingly, the others who are using it are also bringing their own tools that the employer may not know about to be able to help fill that need. And while over half of employees are open to using AI, it's important to also consider that not everyone feels this way and is comfortable with it. 36% of those who were open to using AI at work still had some concerns, and some of the top concerns were being concerned that it will reduce the human workforce, being concerned it could stop people from thinking for themselves, being concerned about data security breaches, and being concerned that it will make other people's roles or their colleagues' jobs redundant. As an employer, these reservations and fears are critical to keep in mind, and it's also critical to emphasize the importance of keeping humans in the loop. AI is not meant to take over a human's job in its entirety. It's meant to make it easier. It's meant to make us more productive. It's meant to make things less time consuming and much more fulfilling. And it's meant to be able to help free up people to focus on critical thinking, creativity, empathy, and connection in their work. But people will always need to be involved. People will always need to govern AI processes and make sure they are unbiased and giving the right results for what the organization is intending to use the applications for. There's also another issue that's been brought to light around AI in the workplace, and that is around a lack of knowledge and training. Just 35% of our respondents said that they are very or somewhat confident that they're receiving the right training on developments of AI, and 36% of respondents said that they didn't receive any training on AI development whatsoever. So there's clearly work to be done around learning and development when it comes to the skills that are needed to use AI to its full potential. So to close today's live stream, the main points to take away are technology can help you get more from your existing workforce in numerous ways if it's applied correctly, and the training and communication is appropriate to staff who often feel confused and concerned at the pace of change. People may be less likely to leave their jobs at the moment, but it's still a high number of people who are looking, and people are still hungry to learn and to grow and to feel appreciated. And development opportunities doesn't have to mean just training people on a totally new skill. The right technology with the right skills data can help you spot areas where people may have potential or adjacent skills or skills that you just don't know about that simply need to be unlocked. Here at Beamery, we can help you achieve all of these things for your workforce. So if you want to learn more and see the full data from this presentation, please download the Beamery Talent Index to learn more about what today's workforce is thinking and feeling about work, about AI and skills. The direct link to the report is in the chat, so please feel free to use that report as a resource. Or you can also go to beamery.com/contact us, and we would be very happy to connect with you and share how we at Beamery can help your organization embrace AI and to help improve your overall talent experience. With great thanks for me, I'm Katie Obi, Chief People Officer at Beamery. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we're looking forward to seeing you next time.